Go live.
Yeah. It says the materials are love, plastic tears, sand, and green stuff.
Yeah.
Which is super true.
Lucky bat. Ooh. Ooh. Woo.
Okay. Got an ad for Monday.com.
Yeah. Garfield hates that website.
Yeah. He wants to shut it down. Brett S.
Aw,
So
thanks,
the
Lucky
Discord.
bat.
So the Discord is kind of blowing up. I actually haven't checked it in a few hours.
No, I haven't either.
We've been very naughty.
I don't even know how it works yet. I know you type in Discord and then you click on some things and then you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning too.
It's gonna take me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's a lot more people than I thought were going to join. Look at all that. That's fun.
Ooh. Woo. That's what I have to say about that.
And we've had tons of people already send in their models and stuff, which is super cool.
Eventually, we're not gonna even have to make videos. We'll just put those out.
Yeah, exactly.
Montages of people's models.
Exactly.
And Kenny painted this lovely demon blight follower. Good job, Kenny.
Mm-hmm. Wow, someone has 500 points if it works. In there, the befores and the afters. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Great. But yeah, geez, I just finished the video and I'm like, all right, so now it's time to learn how Discord works and figure it all out. And watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Hey, TK's 3D Prince.
I am liking what's happening with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna. I wanna really try getting a little sloppage into my painting, but like controlled sloppage.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not just gonna paint worse. I want to paint better. But I need.
You want to paint bravely?
I want to paint bravely.
There you go. Ah, TK's 3D Prince. Nick, your miniatures take a lot longer to paint.
Yes.
Jay had an easy job.
Yes, Necrons are so much easier than orcs. And I started with probably half as many models.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had 160 models in total, all together.
Mm-hmm. Everybody felt bad for me.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Except me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite the week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a good video, though. It's one of my favorite videos. The transitions. I think it's got good energy. Like, I could actually watch it. Usually I can't watch my videos because it's like, yeah, and I remember. I remember what happens. I think what helps, though, is because I'm only half of it.
That's true.
Like, I've never seen a lot of Nick's footage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to cut out all the nude scenes. It didn't work. We were thinking about putting that on the Patreon, but yeah.
We have these really, really awkward Skype calls with each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ers and ums.
Yeah, and because we were like, yeah, we want each day to be like 2 minutes of like each day is like 2 minutes of the video, and the Skype calls are like a minute. They're like 2 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't quite fit. Although that ending with the diarrhea.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. Something
That
wild
one
always happens in the production of a video.
Mm-hmm.
I did eat a lot of Chinese food.
Mm-hmm. And you did have a lot of diarrhea.
Yeah. Usually I get a small order of chicken.
Diarrhea?
I got a large order
Wow.
of chicken. And the small is enough.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you got to go big, or you got to go home. Ooh, this Vallejo, or not Vallejo, this Games Workshop Lawthorn Blue mixed 50-50 with matte medium is lovely. Brandon J Painting, sup.
Hey.
TK's 3D prints. You guys have a shed load models, way more than me. Well, I must have way more than, because remember the video, every model I've ever painted?
That's true.
I think I own a little over 600 models that are painted. I probably have, 200 unpainted ones? Zerg619, hello Eons and Nick, how are you? The camera looks good today. Thank you for checking, Zerg619. Keep us posted. The Omnissiah is with us. By the way, I'm starting to remake the template to do Primaris and Papercraft. Ooh.
Neat.
What's one skill I never quite could grip or get a handle on was wet blending. I was listening to a little Paint Bravely today, because I guess I'm a return viewer now. Didn't mean to be, but
you don't sound proud of that.
Yeah. There's only so many times you can re-listen to Joe Rogan, but
yes, true.
That's not true. But yeah, doesn't he have like 1,400 episodes or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I find it really hard to listen to any episodes pre-corona.
Really? I find all the old episodes better. I mean, they're not current.
No. I think, I don't know. I think I have a weird problem.
Well, I think we also like different guests. Like, I like the oddballs, like the conspiracy or the authors or the athletes.
I would much rather have. I want the comedians and I want the conspiracy. You can leave out anyone else.
I think the Mike Tyson ones are both phenomenal.
Yeah. See, I didn't care about those. I think I listened to the one, and I give him a chance. And then I stop after a little bit because I listened to the who's the woman that climbed El Capitan?
I don't remember.
I listened to because her story is just really wonderful. So I listened to that whole thing. So I listened to some of those, but sometimes they just don't spike the old interest. But give me a Bob Lazar every day. Give me
stuff like holy cow! I mean, I wish Bob Lazar was on every single week.
Saying Bob the exact same story.
Did you see the one with he's the lead singer from a band?
Yes, I've seen parts of it.
That guy's a nut.
Yes,
he's just
that's why I saw parts of it.
Big old liar. I think he believes it though, for sure. He thinks he's going to the Pentagon and meeting senators and breaking the big scoop on aliens. I wish I could remember his name so this had any value whatsoever to the listeners. But
yeah, but then you'd have to get rid of all that Star Wars.
I'd have to.
So I feel like it's probably
Mm-hmm.
something you just have to accept.
I know I'd have to delete the chapter on the Biomar monks from Jabba's palace.
Yeah, because nobody even knows what that is.
Uh,
James Cameron Clark. I have to wake up at 3 a.m. At least you guys are here while I have my coffee.
yeah. Joy Flores, evening everyone. Enjoyed the video today. The ending wasn't what I expected. I feel like you can expect a certain thing from our endings. Usually a burp or something else weird.
Yep.
We're a little bit of a one-trick pony.
We are.
I love the paint cup one, where I was just reflected in the airbrush cup.
Yeah. Also, TK's 3D prints. I modded you and you didn't mention it.
Ah!
Because you've been asking for it for months.
Oh no, TK's gonna block me.
Yep. I don't think that's how that works.
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It'd be amazing. TK just takes over the entire channel.
Mm-hmm. What comes with mod privilege?
So basically, he can just post links and moderate the chat. So if somebody someone says something mean, like Joey Flores calls you a goose or something, and he can put people in timeout. So, yep.
So all we have to do is point, and then he'll drop the ban hammer.
Exactly. And we'll just be like, it's TK's 3D prints. It's not us.
Get this Kilgore guy out of here.
Exactly. Eons of TKs.
Joey Flores, what if he owns Eons of Battle now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically anyone could own a piece of Eons of Battle.
Ah, that's very true. Let me post a link real quick.
Yeah. Probably one of the most ridiculous things we've ever done.
Here you go. Go look at that link.
Dr. Drokel, Nick, the Biomar monks are the spider droids in Jabba's palace. Everyone knows that. Dr. Drokel, technically they're spider androids because inside of each droid is the brain of a Biomar monk who transcended their physical bodies, but then figured out they still needed to walk around a little. So they built themselves spider robot bodies.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that we've been clearing out some space, and so that link goes to our Etsy, and we have Eons of Battle basing blind bags, where we threw 3 bases that we made into a blind bag, and you may or may not receive the bases that you want, which is perfect.
Yeah, every base from every video, all the new stuff, the old stuff, has either been thrown away or is just not good enough for anything. It's not even good enough to throw away.
And they're all the bases made in the videos.
Yes.
So you will own a piece of history.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Flores, love that description for the Etsy item. Yeah, we just thought it'd be funny to put this up. And we have a lot of bases. We have enough bases for 29. And 2 of them get 4 bases because we didn't have enough for a bag.
Yeah.
Dr. Drokel, we don't want to use these bases. Here, you take them. Exactly. That's our sentiment.
Sergeant Beans, have you ever painted Vanguard Oberon? Trying right now, but I hate it. The Finecast Necron models are in real rough shape. Games Workshop has finally managed to get a grasp on how to cast stuff, but all of the gates are horrendous. I just bought the Stormlord, Imhotep the Stormlord, and I mean it's going to be a couple of hours cleaning that model and like carving stuff up and resculpting stuff. And it's not a flaw with the sculpt, it's a flaw with the cast. It's just they didn't whoever was setting up the casts just got a little bit overzealous with the gates. They thought everything needed a gate. So I could ask for more, and they would send me a bunch that are identical.
And they would send you Bill Gates.
What?
Gates? Bill Gates?
Bill Gates? Oh, because with all the gates.
Yep. I was doing a little word assoc. That's pretty much my personality.
Little word assoc.
Yeah.
But I love Vanguard. It's not Vanguard. It's Vagon Oberon, and the other guy. TK3D Prints just bought 240 hex bases. Vargard Oberon. I always used to say Vanguard Oberon, but it's Vargard Oberon.
Craig Turpin. Nick, no. Joey Flores. I chuckled at the joke, Nick, then chuckled again when it went over Jay's head.
A lot of chuckling.
Good. Dr. Drokel. Nick, if you ever start a band, you should call it Bass Coat. That would be a good band name.
Or Eons of Band.
Eons of Bass Coating. Exactly.
That one was on the house.
But next one you guys have to pay for.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on the Patreon.
Every other burp is on the Patreon only. It's one of the perks.
We'll have to start a new tier called Burp Tier. Okay.
So I noticed a thing Ninjon tends to do, and a lot of other painters do, is they'll start by picking their colors when they start a paint project. They'll be like, I'm going to use these 10 colors, and then they put them all on the palette, and then that's kind of it. Because I find in the past I'll pull out colors as I feel like I need them, and then it ends up being like, okay, so this paint job takes like 20 of the paints I own.
You know what's interesting about that? So, a big problem in lighting design for theater or for like concerts and stuff is LEDs, because LEDs can be any color you want them to be. And so a lot of designers get stuck in a trap where they just pick every single color and they just randomly just assign colors to things,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't think about it like they used to when they had to pick gels.
Mm.
So now people focus on like, okay, so you only have a red, a green, a blue, you know, you have to pick a color for a reason. You have to, you know, plan it out and that's all you get.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you can do crazy blues and purples, you pick this blue and purple, so you have to go with it.
Mm.
And that keeps a more cohesive story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A cohesive story is a great way of putting it. I just painted this guy the other day. The Discord people know about this model, and
Mm-hmm.
it's using it uses 8 paints, just 8 colors, because I was trying out some new paints, and 8 colors let me do all of this. And so I have some other
Yeah.
models where like my paint list is probably 17 different colors. 8. So I think I might try to be a little bit more like this and a little bit less like the classic Games Workshop-y style. If you take a box from GW and you flip it over, it literally tells you like, yeah, so you just need these 60 paints.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why they do that.
Yeah.
It seems so odd. I
That
mean, you know, they sell paints, but I wonder why they would want you to use a lot of them.
that's very, very odd indeed.
Catherine Smith, greetings from Orlando, Florida, where it's a rainy night. Dr. Jokel. Also, Jay, the Biomore monks aren't technically androids or cyborgs. They are only a brain in a jar of nutrients. When they want to move, they use those spiders. They use those spider droid walkers. They aren't integrated. But how do the walkers know where to go? And what monk wants to go for a ride? Steven Smith. I would recommend checking out Marco Frisconi and watching his videos on color palettes and theory. He uses minimalist palettes quite often and makes truly amazing stuff.
Going on the old notes.
Mm-hmm. Marco.
Polo.
Ah, neat. Here's his Facebook page. Ooh, yeah. I see it. Yeah, each paint job is beautiful but simple. Whatever Nick said. It's coherent or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever genius stuff I spewed. Coherent story.
Mm-hmm.
The Gaming Beaver. Love your basing tutorials. Got a bunch of them saved so I can easily find them when I eventually get around to starting a new project. Keep it up.
Love your name, Gaming Beaver. Catherine Smith, are you painting dinos? This is kinda. It's a 40k Gene Stealer Patriarch, which is basically like the king of the Gene Stealers. So he's really big.
And he's gonna steal those genes.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a really funny paint scheme to paint the blue parts of a Gene Stealer like denim.
Ah, that would be pretty good.
TK's 3D prints. Well, in theory, you can make all the colors from 3 prime and 2 shades. I don't want to work that hard. but it does seem like limiting your colors, but then using them effectively really makes a paint job stand out.
El Rondorio. Watch out, they might make bases with bases on them. No figures.
It's going to be like a Space Marine Centurion. It's going to be a base inside of a base. Or like the new Sisters of Battle models. Exactly. That I love. I saw I kept seeing the one picture that everyone has from the Games Workshop community page, but there's actually a video to go along with it, and the video really shows them off. That's where you really get a good look at them. And hopefully they're really, really well engineered, so that you can kind of repose them a little bit.
That one's for the patrons.
Mm-hmm. Because there's one in the video. There's an animation that shows like a stained glass, and on the stained glass, one of the mech suits is kind of doing like the old metal Saint Celestine pose, where she's kind of like in prayer, kind of. And I would love to do one up like that. That'd be sweet.
But
Dr. Drokel. The Biomar monks use monk magic. Also, Jabba's palace was originally their monastery, which Jabba took over as his palace. He allows them to stay because he likes the grotesque sight of them. El Rondorio. Genestealer patriarchs used to be enormous, overweight, throne-bound monstrosities, similar to Jabba the Hutt, but with legs. Ooh, yes, and I would love one of those models. They pop up every now and then on eBay. Then I would have 4 patriarch models. I'd have the classic one from Deathwatch Overkill. I'd have this one from the Tyranids. I would have the one from Space Hulk, and I would have the old metal one. And I'm pretty sure you can only take one in a game. Because in theory, there is only supposed to be one per brood of Genestealer cult.
And you really support the patriarchy.
Yeah. Robert S. Downs Jr. Have you considered painting a model but only using advanced finger painting techniques? You could be flexing on all those noob kindergartners. Well, that's Ninjan just did that video where he finger painted a model. And it was pretty cool. I mean, he didn't just finger paint it. He did all the base coating work with finger painting and blending with finger painting, and then he gave it a wash, and then he finished it off with a brush, and it turned out really nice.
And so now you're finger painting from now on.
Yeah, only using fingers.
Well, we have to make a video where it's just painting with toes. And that gets the foot fetish people in there too, you know.
DK Streeter Prints. I have the fat one that is running. Huh. Oh, yeah. Is that a Patriarch model, or is that, I don't know what model you're talking about. It's like a giant-ass Genestealer.
Oh, Rondorio. Hey, Nick, nice job on your battle wagons. Thank you. It's the best model I've ever painted.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I
Mm-hmm.
saw it in person.
Yeah. Every night before I go to bed, I go.
I wonder if they have NOS in their battle wagons.
Well, of course. Robert S. Downs Jr. Toe painting should be a Patreon or OnlyFans exclusive.
Oh yeah, yeah, OnlyFans
Yes.
exclusive for sure.
Exactly. We're also naked while we do it.
TK's 3D prints. It's the same one, but is not. It's the same one as on the throne. Ah. there may have been a gene. I want to say there was some sort of a gene stealer for the 75 millimeter Inquisitor game. I'm not completely sure.
That's what I think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not really a popular thought.
Moldature, sup boys? Liked the new video. El Rondoria, you have to be a black belt in tofu. I like tofu.
I haven't had tofu in a very long time. Also, if you haven't done it already, we have the Discord server link in the description of the live stream if you want to jump on the Discord.
Dr. Jokel, I watched a video recently where a guy painted Games Workshop minis with vintage Citadel set using the color guide provided by Games Workshop. He concluded that Games Workshop was lying about only using these colors to achieve this look. Huh. It's interesting. Again, Ninjan just did a video like that, but a modern video. And he said that they definitely did use the paints they say they used, but he says that they don't do it the same way that they explain they do it in like the write-ups.
The techniques are different.
Yeah, like he doesn't believe that they actually wash the minis. He thinks that they just glaze it and layer it with color. James Cameron Clark, Google says yes to 54 millimeter gene stealer. Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm continuing on my Gretchen today.
Yeah.
Now that Wednesday video is well behind us, I am almost to the stage I'm going to do that's a same oil wash that I did with the battle wagon and the little grot with the battle wagon with the Prussian blue oil. Ooh, really like how that looks. Then I'll do a little layering, and then these will be done.
Wow. How many Gretchen is that?
Like 13 or 14.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
It feels like I haven't gotten a lot painted lately because I did the Necrons.
Yeah.
Even though that's tons of models, it doesn't feel like my usual models.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way because you should have got them done 6 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
That's how I feel about these. I do
Robert.
really think it's about like doing it with someone else is super helpful.
Yeah.
So then you're not just, flopping in the wind.
I also think it's proof that if you put paint on a mini, you gotta finish it. Because I think
That's
it's
true.
way harder to come
Oh my,
back to like a half painted model than it is to start a gray model.
yeah, it's a nightmare.
And if you
Like
wait,
what was,
yeah,
yeah, what
if
was I
you wait
thinking?
too long, then
Mhm.
it's like, oh well, I'm so much better than I was when I started this thing. There's no point.
Yep, exactly.
So if you start a model, you gotta finish the model.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I learned that too. Hey, Connor Reed.
Robert has Downey's Jr. A company lying. I'm shocked. I know. I didn't think Games Workshop would ever lie.
Mm-hmm. It's the first time that they've lied.
Although, did anybody believe that you could follow like the Citadel paint system and actually paint like the box?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone has ever believed that ever.
No. I mean, there's probably some, 10-year-olds out there.
That's true. It is absolutely ridiculous. Like the color breakdowns they give you on the website or on the box. It's like, okay, so to paint all the black, you're going to need these 4 colors. And then to paint the red, you're going to need these 3 colors. And then to paint the silver, you're going to need these 3 colors. And then to paint the green, you're going to need these 3 colors. And all of a sudden, it's like, you're suggesting like 27 paints.
Yeah.
No one, go to any game store in America, or every Warhammer store, none of them are telling you to buy, $200 worth of paint.
Mm-hmm.
They're being like, okay, you can probably get the job done with 4. Thomas Dalton. Games Workshop have a team who paint the box art minis, then have a separate team simplify the paint scheme and put it into the little paint scheme charts. Maybe. I don't know if they simplify it much, but...
Well, I wonder if they... Because I guess the idea is... Because you have your base paints and your layer paints.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of mixing in a white or a black or mixing colors together, you just buy a layer paint.
Mm-hmm.
So that's simple.
Yeah. Another weird thing to think about, though, is Games Workshop paints their minis like that for 2 main reasons. The first reason is like it has to be painted very flat and very clean in order to show people exactly what they're getting, like what they're buying. And then they're also painted all the exact same way so that they can do like community, like collages and group shots and photography for codexes and everything, and every model looks good together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not why players are painting.
No.
So it's kind of weird. Like their style doesn't really lend itself to what the actual community wants.
Right. It's an interesting thought.
Louis Sandoval wanted to start hobby 3 years ago. Bought Tyranid army and then built it. Never painted. Just started painting it in December and can't wait to get them on the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have one of these in the army? The old oh god, what are they called? It's a patriarch in one army, but a broodlord in the other.
Mm-hmm. And you should send us pictures of them.
Yeah.
Give us some before and after shots. So we could be in the next video. Although we're probably gonna have to put these in every video since so many people have sent us pictures of their models already.
Mm-hmm. Connor Reed. Don't mind that they use much more advanced techniques on the box art. I just wish they'd have the people who paint them list the colors used. Well, if Ninjan painted that Plague Marine using only the colors suggested on the box, and he found that they were accurate. So, who knows? Maybe if you just try really hard, you'd find that they actually are the right colors. It's just you have to use them in a ridiculous way.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Reed. I want to know the real formula for the Alpha Legion scheme on the new Chaos boxes. Warhammer 40k. I noticed you don't use a handle. Do you get paint from your hand on your minis ever? Not really. I do kind of have a handle. I mean, this isn't doing a whole lot because the base is so big on this model. But no, I do the thing you're not supposed to do, which is I often rest the mini on my hand a little. But I never get paint from my finger. I never smudge. It's pretty rare I wipe off paint. Usually that only happens with very heavy models or very like spiky models. But no, for the most part I don't really have any trouble. Luis Sandoval, what brushes do you recommend for new painters? Probably like a decent synthetic set. Like if you go to an arts and crafts store, you don't get the absolute cheapest set, but you don't get the most expensive set either. You get one of those middle sets that comes with a couple of fine tips, a couple of spade tips, and then maybe one big brush tip. That's plenty good enough for a beginner. Because you're gonna trash them, and then buy another set, and then trash all those.
And keep trashing them.
Yeah, and you'll start to learn if you like long bristles or short bristles or fat brushes or teeny brushes. TK3 prints. He uses his hands as a palette a little bit. Sometimes if I'm doing like really, really fine work, it's helpful to put a little paint on my thingy. That way I can really feel what the paint is going to be like on the model, and then it goes on the model.
And fingy is a technical term.
It is a technical term. Guillermo Melendez saw a video of a guy priming very badass with a $10 airbrush. The channel is called Barbados Rex. Ooh, neat. I worked with a $10 airbrush for a while until I broke it. TK3 prints. Took me ages to get out of the habit of sucking the tip, the paintbrush tip. I know. I only do it when I'm doing really fine work. Mm-hmm. I can make myself not do it, but it's so effective at giving you a nice sharp tip.
And it's delicious.
And it's secretly nutritious. Ah, Dr. Jokel. The Vintage Citadel painting videos was from Midwinter Minis. He didn't really say that they were lying outright. He said that they were leaving out many steps and that they were using other mixed colors. Yes, I think I do remember that video. Dr. Jokel. I thought fingy was a unit of chicken measurement.
Oh my gosh. That is true. Love a good chicken finky.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that chickens had fingers.
Hmm. Yeah, sometimes they're called tendies.
Ah.
Which is when you bread and fry the finger of the chicken.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Adorable. If you thought that painting belts on orcs was bad, painting little tiny belts on Gretchen, just as fun.
Guillermo Melendez, do you do commission? And if so, how can we get in touch with you? I don't do commission. Maybe one day. Not right now. Too busy.
But if you wanted to, Instagram,
Yeah.
EonsOfBattle.
You can always ask.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day the price will be right. Or the project will be right.
It's true.
You never know. I've done some commission-y stuff before. I painted up a Eldar army for my cousin in exchange for models and discounts, and I painted a D&D figure, one of those Hero Forge 3D prints for a buddy of mine in college. And one of those was a much better experience than the other. The 3-hour paint job was super fun. The 6-month paint project was not as much fun. Was a cool army though.
Mm-hmm.
It was purple and teal Eldar.
The Nibiki, $1 billion.
Done. So yeah, send a DM.
Would you do anything for $1 billion?
Boy, probably.
Would you be a hitman for $1 billion?
I mean, I'd probably try.
You heard it here, folks. Call the FBI.
Yeah. Also, Hazy Noob.
Yeah. I would sure try.
Luis Sandoval, your level of precision is amazing. Give me hope that in time I can master control of the brush and muscle control. Yeah, it just takes reps. And I found that my painting skills really took off when I stopped painting just like armies. So instead of spending like 20 hours painting 10 Marines, spending 30 hours painting like one little salamander guy or a Santa Claus
Or little elves that go along with that Santa Claus.
Or one Plague Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Just the variety and the time, I think, is really what helps you get good fast. You know, if a usual paint job takes you, 3 or 4 hours, then see what you can do in 20 hours. Some of the best paint jobs in the world are like hundreds of hours. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can barely even comprehend that. Hundreds of hours. Like, that would be... I think I have, like, almost 300 hours in Fallout New Vegas. I'm just trying to imagine all of that time spent on one miniature.
And then imagine dropping it and it breaking and everything getting all ruined and shattering. Your niece comes in and puts finger paints all over the model.
Yeah.
And you didn't varnish it.
I mean, as long as it's already been in the competition or whatever, then...
You just finished it and that happened.
Ah! El Rondorio. And no matter what you do, make sure that you make time for fun. Oh wait, that's somebody else's channel. I love Baltimore. Baltimore is wonderful. Stephen Smith, how many models would someone have to ask you to paint before even $1 billion is not worth it? I mean, there's no amount of miniature painting that could equal $1 billion. There's just not. $1 billion is such an incredibly huge number. Mm-hmm. Dr. Jokel, Jay said done, not realizing he would have to paint 5 billion minis for $1 billion paid upon completion. Oh no! All right, I failed. Rubik's the Fox, what's the color scheme? The color scheme is classic Space Hulk Tyranid. The orangey brown is eventually going to be pink. And the blue will be blue.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
TK Street Prince.
Yellow.
TK Street Prince. Jay, do you have more of the Plague Marines? I have 2. I have... they're both the blind bag ones. I have I think this is the Commander. And then I have the Icon Bearer. The Icon Bearer is probably 60% painted. And then this guy is completely painted. Doop. Doop. Connor Reed. I think once you get to hundreds of hours, you've painted realistic micro reflections on every panel and lens and real textures on cloth, leather, and photoreal light reference. Yes, and there are models out there exactly like that that are just incredible. El Rondorio, I have the Plague Marine sprues from the starter box I may never use. Oh yeah, I think for a while Plague Marines were cheap as chips on eBay because of the old 8th edition starter box.
That's true. You should probably sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Make some monies.
Dr. Jokel, I think Games Workshop needs to come up with Warhammer Noir. It's the same except you just take the gray minis and add a black wash.
Perfect.
Guillermo Melendez, if you had another Space Marine army aside from the Templar, what color would you like to use, and why is it the Alpha Legion? I don't know that much about the Alpha Legion, but if I was to do a different Space Marine chapter, it would definitely be the Lamenters. I love their lore. I like their look. There's a lot of fun conversion possibilities because you basically just use the Blood Angels upgrade stuff, but you paint it all yellow instead of red. TK's turns. They look great, Jay. Now buy more. Stephen Smith, the Icon Bearer may be one of the coolest models I've seen, and that's a good paint job. Yeah. Aquino Quinones. This guy reminds me of my mother-in-law. Which guy? Nick, the Patriarch, the Plague Marines? I feel like none of these are good comparisons. Mm-hmm. Stephen Smith. All Space Marines are Alpha Legions. They just don't know it yet. That is true. Xenobaq. Lamenters. Yellow with black and white checkering and red accents.
You madman.
Mm-hmm. One day I'll paint up a Lamenter's Marine, and I'll do the full freehanding on the shoulder pad, and it'll be glorious.
And if you like checkering, you're really going to like video coming up.
Yeah, that's true. Robert Has Downs Jr. This Broodlord head reminds me of the Rhino creature from the Star Wars prequels. Oh, there's the Neku, the Acolyte, the Reek. The Reek was the name of the Rhino creature. Quinones. I liked the Lamenters. I used green as a shadow color. Chef's kiss. Yeah, one day I'll find the perfect model, and I'll paint it up Lamenters, and it'll be glorious.
Are you saying you're not going to start a ginormous army right off the bat and then not finish it for years?
No, I'm perfectly happy with my Black Templar being my Space Marine army. Mm-hmm. I think I'm definitely going to sell my Death Watch. Mm-hmm. And then maybe, who knows, that money is either going to go towards Skinks or Sisters of Battle.
Oh.
Because I do like the Seraphon from Age of Sigmar.
And I love those Gloomspike kits, as you all know.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best.
I mean, they're not dinosaurs, but
they're cuter than dinosaurs. And I hope that they're one of the worst armies in the game.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hope so. Guillermo Melendez, if you make Lamenter's army and you play with both the Templars and you alternate the models, you get an Iron Warrior's army. TK's 3D prints. I hate when they overcharge for plastic that costs less than £1. It is true. The material costs almost nothing. I think a certain amount of the charge comes from like the business, and then a certain amount of it comes from we can get away with it. Mm-hmm. But plastic is better. So, and there's plenty of companies making you shell out big money for metal.
TK's 3D prints will die on that rock.
Mm-hmm.
That metal's better. I think TK's 3D print should start a metal miniatures company.
Mm-hmm.
3D printed metal miniatures.
Yeah. Akino Kinonez. Do you remember when Finecast was supposed to be the cheaper, cleaner future for Games Workshop? Yeah, that was pretty much a disaster. Although I do prefer the resin to metal on most models. Apparently just not the Necrons ones, because whoever did the Necron job did a sucky job at it.
I hope they got fired.
But I bought plenty of Finecast Space Marines, and they've all been pretty good. All right, folks, it's about that time. Did some good work on this Patriarch.
Oh, gosh. I was just having too much fun.
Yeah, me too.
We've been getting so many people have been joining.
Yeah.
Been good. Yes. There's a link to the Discord if you want to join that. And we're doing our EOB complete. So take a before photo, take an after photo, and you could be in the video. Our Wednesday videos, and it seems like we're getting a lot. So maybe even the Monday and Friday videos.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And stream.